When not at the helm of the Starship Enterprise, William Shatner can be found at horse shows across the country with his prize-winning American saddlebreds. Bill involves himself in every aspect of the horse business. He breeds them, he trains them, and he shows them. He is as intense about his horses as he is about his acting, and it's a wonderful marriage.
The breeding of horses, the conformation of horses, the training of horses, the raising of horses, the riding of horses, the magnificence of horses has intrigued me for a long time, and more so every day.
When did you get involved with the American saddlebreds? Because I think they're a spectacular horse to watch. I really do.
I got involved in saddle horses in a strange way. There was a great old trainer by the name of Royce Cates.
Oh, sure, I knew Royce.
And he died, you know, last year.
Yes, I read about that.
Well, he was our mentor, really. He brought us into the saddle horse business, and the way he did that was we were shooting at the Equestrian Center in Los Angeles, and we needed to run the police cars that we were shooting in up and down the aisles, and we chose that barn, and there I was. It was a location as far as I was concerned, and I saw how these incredibly beautiful horses reacted to these loud sounds, which was not very much to do. And I became intrigued, and I came back in my lunch hour, and I said, "Can I ride one of your horses?" And of course, he saw.
He was a great character.
He was a great character. He saw Hollywood in front of him. And I said, "Oh, of course!" And then I said, "Can I bring a quarter horse?" I was breeding quarter horses at the time. I was in the business of breeding quarter horses. And I said, "Can I bring a quarter horse down?" And he said, "Of course! Put him in a stall." Of course, I learned a year later that he was doing that just to get to enfold me in his cocoon, because he knew that I would become intrigued.
Oh, well, you can't help it. I mean, once you see the magnificent, and that is an American-bred horse, the American saddlebred, and he's so magnificent the way they move. The certain characteristics that they breed for are incredible.
Absolutely.
You know, with that high elevated poll and the brightness of the eye and the tiny ears up together and all
That's
that
right.
action. I love to watch that in the ring.
And the motion of the legs is what we look for too. In addition to being beautifully conformed, having the elegance of conformation, we look for that showbiz, that star quality.
Yes.
That none of us can really say what it is. Certainly a portion of that is, look at me.
Yeah.
And that's what a horse who is going to be a great show horse has to have, this look at me quality.
Tell me, Bill, when was the first time you actually got on one and felt one, say, walk and trot and then canter and then slow gait and rack the way they do?
Shortly after I met Royce Cates, shortly after that session with the police cars, he put me on a gaited horse. And I have a picture of myself someplace, my feet strung out and thinking I was doing it. And he was saying, and after I had done it, he said, "Oh, that was wonderful, that was just marvelous, you did a wonderful." Of course, I was terrible, but he was encouraging me.
Yeah.
And I fell in love, passionately, obsessively in love with saddlebreds. I wanted to get into the business of saddlebreds, which I subsequently did. And as we filmed this interview 2-3 weeks ago, I won a great championship in the five-gated
Kentucky.
in Kentucky.
Well, now you have the World Championships.
World Championships are coming up
Yes.
in 3 weeks in the middle, during the summer of the end of the summer when we, as we're filming this, the World Championships at the Kentucky State Fair are coming up, and there are 3 major leagues: Rock Creek, Lexington, and Louisville, and I took a reserve second place in the five-gated championships at Rock Creek. I won Lexington, and now we're facing Louisville. But my competition in Louisville, and each competition gets harder and harder as new horses begin to come in, and there are new horses coming in at Louisville that make the prospects of my even coming close to winning almost negligible.
Can you, oh, come on.
No, it's true. Unfortunately, it's true.
Can you tell us a little bit about the first time you went in a show with one? Where was that?
It was here in Santa Barbara. And there was a Santa Barbara show, and I was put on a horse that I had recently acquired, and I'd been riding maybe 2 or 3 months. So I came into the ring with this horse. With
heart going thump.
Heart going thump. Well, yes. You know, I thought, well, I'm an actor. I know what it is to be looked at by people, and I just hope I don't louse up so completely. What I didn't realize, what they didn't really tell me, is that there's a totally different element, something new, in the way a play in rehearsal is different from a play in front of an audience.
Yes.
Because the audience is is 50% different. I mean, you're doing it in a barn someplace, and then when you do it in front of an audience, it's different.
Yes.
Well, a horse in front of an audience is different from a horse in a barn. I mean, the horse, just the noise makes the horse react differently.
Oh, yes.
I hadn't expected that. And so I skived. Instead of going around the ring like this, I went like this, across the ring. I came very close to the judge, knocking him over, almost knocking him over. I almost knocked over the photographer. I even almost knocked over the bandstand. Nothing I could do would turn this horse around.
Yeah.
And my first introduction to competing in the horses was total humiliation. I came back to the set, Tab. That was on a Sunday. On a Monday, I came back to the set, and I said to my friend, the DP, the only guy who stays with you on the series, the photographer, the cinematographer, and I said, "I've just known total humiliation." And he said to me, "Bill, that's a very healthy thing."